Hello and welcome to week 5 of Business Economics. In most economies, perfect competition and monopoly are the exceptions, not the rule. In this unit, the two market structures that fall between the extremes are those that are the ones that are most commonly seen in Australia. Monopolistic competition contains considerable competition with a small dose of market power. Firms are able to make abnormal profits in the short run by differentiating themselves from their competitors. Differentiation and the role of marketing, advertising and branding are also discussed. Unlike perfect competition, firms in monopolistic competition do not operate at the lowest point of the average total cost curve. In order to compete, firms differentiate their products to convince consumers that their goods and services are different to their competitors. Therefore, unlike perfect competition, firms do not sell a homogeneous product. But this differentiation comes at a price. Differentiation also results in a loss of efficiency, but this needs to be balanced against the advantages that differentiation offers, namely consumer choice. Marketing and innovation is imperative in monopolistic competition as it assists the producer in differentiating its goods and services. In the last of the market structures to be discussed, we review a market structure where there are a few sellers, usually between 2 and 10 firms, and they sell almost identical products. Contrary to perfect competition and monopolistic competition, there are significant barriers to entry, usually as a result of significant investment capital requirements. This results in a high degree of market concentration and non-price competition, such as branding, advertising and marketing. And these are also important aspects of the business environment. Firms within this last market structure exercise market power, and as such there is fierce rivalry amongst firms, and decision making is often interdependent on the actions of rivals. Firms therefore take into account the likely actions of their rivals before deciding on a course of action. Since decisions are independent, there are opportunities for cooperation between firms, and this may result in a win for all, though more often than not, self-interest will prevent firms from keeping agreements in the long run. We introduced Joseph Schumpeter's creative destruction theory last week in relation to the activities of a monopolist. Schumpeter argued that creative destruction occurs when a new generation of technology is introduced into the market and commences to compete against existing technology. Eventually, this new technology will overtake and replace its predecessor. Schumpeter believes the whole purpose of technology is to be disruptive. It appears that the process of creative destruction is especially prevalent in market structures that exhibit considerable market power plus competition. This results in two occurrences. The first, the continual introduction of new products and services, and the second, the increase in firm turnover. In the book Competitive Advantage, Michael Porter suggests that technological change is important in so much as it affects competitive advantages and market structure. Technology and innovation is a significant influence on a firm's competitive strategy. Porter refers to a competitive strategy as the way a firm competes in a particular business. Therefore, competitive strategy is concerned with how a firm gains a competitive advantage through a distinctive way of competing. Porter suggests that large firms either compete on a cost focus or differentiation focus. Technology and innovation therefore play a significant role, regardless of which strategy a firm decides to use to compete. Firms are required to continually find ways to either cut costs or add value. This means replacing existing sources of competitive advantage even when their use is still beneficial, which is creative destruction. From the long-term viewpoint, technological change is the main determinant of economic development. New technologies increase productivity, allowing greater production with fewer inputs. New products and processes enhance market variety and provide new opportunities.